Very pleased with the win. Obviously, the first quarter was very poor football on our end, but you also want to give credit where credit's due. And that's Miami, Ohio did a really good job defending a certain formation that we ran out. That's really our base formation, which is concerning down the road. We just got to make sure make quicker adjustments, which we made some halftime adjustments. But they have some good players. Our quarterback, we were concerned going into the game that the future NFL football player will be hard just contained because he's going to throw the ball. He gets it out real fast. Can't really get to him. And that's exactly what happened. But I think one of the things about Braxton Miller that I really had to see, and I did see today, is that the objective with Braxton is to make him from an athlete playing quarterback to a quarterback that manages, and that quarterback position is a unique position in all sports where he's got to manage so much. He's got to manage basically the entire offense. He's got to stay positive. His leadership, he has to be a leader, and he showed that today. I told him in the middle of the second quarter because he started, he kept positive even when it was, we all saw what it was. And so I'll certainly answer any questions for you. Well, not fortunately or unfortunately, whatever it is, but that darn first quarter, I want to say I was embarrassed with the way we were playing. We worked so darn hard, and we didn't play very well in all phases. Defense let a couple passes go that we shouldn't have. To answer your question about that catch, I don't know if Devin's been saving that, but I'm not seeing him do that. And so now that I know he can, I expect him to do that quite well. He's actually been playing pretty good for us. But that was a wow moment. That was a moment that ignited the stadium. The stadium got quiet. Our sideline got quiet, and we were waiting for a play to happen. He went up and made a play, which was, that's football.
And the day overall?
The day overall was a great day. Hang on Soupy kicked it off in the fourth quarter, and I stared at that for a while and watched it. Told a couple people that I know have never seen it before, check that out. And I just was, it goes back, just a little disappointed in the first quarter. But after that, what a great day. Great. We enjoyed a win. And we all know that it's difficult to win in major college football. So we got one, and now we get ready for next week.
Anything that broke down?
No, the big ones, no. The short ones, yeah, absolutely. You have to rally up and make the receiver pay a price, and every once in a while you have to blitz and hit the quarterback, make him pay a price. That's how you defend passes. And we did that as we developed a little bit. But no, there's no excuse for a play. One was a blown coverage, the long one down the far sideline, Miami sideline, and there was one that went right through the middle of our defense. So there's no excuse for that whatsoever. However, you can give up some yards if they're going to decide to throw every down, and they're good at it. They're going to throw every down. He'll throw for a lot of yards and be an NFL player, that quarterback. No, I don't. I think he can, but I never really talked to him about that. I think emotion is one of the great things about college football. If you get too emotional in baseball and you go attack it, you have to keep your mindset in baseball. Football, you can go. You can let it, hit the guy harder and play a little harder and go. And two things. I think without watching the film yet, I don't know how well we played, but I think, once again, give them credit. They were doing a certain thing without getting too complicated with the linebackers and moving right to where we're running some plays. So they had you have 10 months to prepare for a game and a lot of film to watch. They prepared very well. So that's what happened in the first quarter. Yeah, he didn't throw as well as he's been throwing in practice, so I anticipate that he will. He's 14 of 24. That's not good enough for what we expect out of him. And I saw a couple of the curveballs he threw down the field, and because he had a couple times had a hard time gripping it. But he'll get better, and I think you saw a couple glimpses of how accurate a passer he could be once we give him time and he settles in a little bit. Carlos Hyde first. Tim, he was a guy. I'm disappointed he didn't get 100 yards. I thought he would. We were going to kind of feature him a little bit today. They were forced in some of those big runs that Braxton Miller had were tailback runs. Does that make sense? So he's reading a certain player on the defense. If they overreact, sometimes it's an end, sometimes it's a linebacker. So a few carries got taken away because Miami made a decision to force a quarterback to run and then have extra defensive players where they were, and that's what happened early in the game. We got a couple formations later, the big one, where we kind of out-formationed them a little bit. We put that was a great sideline adjustment. Our halftime, what we did is we put all our players in the boundary, ran that was that 90 or 80-yard run, whatever he had. The two other guys, so Carlos Hyde he's going to be our featured back here for a while. Did a nice job. Roby and Travis Howard, Coach Fickle just called out Travis Howard as one of our players of the game on defense. This is obviously prior to watching the film, but and I love Travis. Really got a lot of respect for him, but he was not a great player here last year. Did not play great, and he's got great ability. So a kid with great ability that doesn't play great, there's a problem. Something's out of alignment there, and I can see it happening right now. That kid's turning into a very good player.
To get that big play off the punt game, Bradley Roby, the high snap and stuff, that's things you guys are pointing for.
Well, that's our punt block unit, and we're trying to create a lot of angst in the long snapper and also the punter, knowing they're coming, and there's a lot coming, and the guys that are coming are good players. So we didn't get one, and that's disappointing because they changed their whole punch protection because I think they knew we were going to come after it. But that was just a lot of momentum that kind of flipped the game when that occurred. Well, I just wanted to know what was happening, because I knew they were doing something on defense, and we'll meet as a staff, and we have to do better saying what exactly was happening. But no, I'm not as positive as Braxton was, but it's nice to have your quarterback stand right with you and say, here we'll be fine, and I just liked his demeanor. So no, that was very disappointing. That first quarter was, I'm not sure we had 5 yards or probably something. Lost yardage plays and just lack of production, overthrown ball here, and just that was not a good first quarter, obviously. Yeah, I love him. I love Nate. I love the fact that he's a warrior, that he loves Ohio State, that he's doing the best he can, and I like the fact that Coach Fickle and Coach Vrabel had enough confidence getting him in the game. Played more snaps than I thought he would. So it must have meant he felt good, and he had a big smile on his face and knocked the rust off him, because he hasn't practiced a whole lot. But I'll let you know how he played on the next week's press conference. Yeah, I think the end of the third quarter when we were playing fairly well, and then for years and years, I've always remembered the change of the third to the fourth quarter, what happens in that stadium, and that's about it, though. Yeah, Ohio State should be able to knock it in from the one. That's very, I almost forgot about that. Thanks for ruining my day. That's bad. That's absolutely non-negotiable nonsense, and we'll hit that with a sledgehammer on Sunday, because that can't happen. And I just flat looked at the lineman and I don't know what happened. I couldn't see. But the Ohio State University with the 220-pound, 230-pound tailback who smashed it in from the 1 yard line. And that didn't happen without taking any credit away from our opponent, because the whole world knew we were doing it, but that's part of the deal at that moment. I wanted to see if our line would do it. Yeah, we ran Braxton too many times. 17. We liked it in the 10 to 12 range is where you like to. Very few of those were direct runs. Some were scrambles. And some were part of the run-read game where you have to read defensive players. So 17's a lot. I just cramped up. That's a lot of running in that humidity that we experienced today. He'll be fine. Well, I just was trying to fix the problem, instead of just whining or complaining or screaming, and we don't do that. We just know what is exactly happening. If I thought it was because they weren't playing hard, then there's a lot of screaming, throwing things, and everything else. But they were playing hard, but it was, I think, I'll come back next week, and I just think they were doing some pretty good things defensively, and we were having some miscues. Some guys were not missing a block here, doing something wrong. So we'll get it fixed. Yes.
Sleep at all?
Yeah, I slept pretty good. I like this team. I like these guys, and when you like that, you sleep pretty good. And so, yeah, I was anxious for the day. I'm glad that the fans enjoyed a decent day. I was worried about the weather and how we would adjust to weather issues, and I just wanted it to be a good day for Ohio State football, and I believe it was.
So you were just thinking about them and not about you?
I don't think about me. And we had a bunch of runs. I think we had 4 or 5 runs early in the game called to him, and the defense gave us where the quarterback pulled it. But Zack Boren will carry the ball for it. He's a good runner. He's a good runner, and he's a Buckeye, and he deserves to get it. Was that the first one ever?
His touchdown? Yes, second carry.
Second carry? No. Second carry of his career, and first rushing touchdown.
Oh, yeah, but carry early in the game?
Third all-time. First rushing touchdown.
Well, that's good. Good for him. I didn't know. I thought I heard someone say first rushing touchdown. But if you watch him play, he's got good. He's a nifty guy. That wasn't a gimme. We'll do a gift every once in a while. That was not a gift. He's a good player. Well, I've been enjoying being Ohio State coach for about 7 months now, so I don't want to deflate that moment because it was a great moment. I'm holding a bunch of guys I care about and love, our players. I had 2 good guys next to me, and Goebel was to my left. I just looked at him, and I just love that guy. I love. There's a lot of guys on this team I have a lot of respect for, and to do saying the alma mater where I'm a graduate and the fight's on, that was a special moment. And we got to see the fights on in the locker room as well. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.